Hey guys, welcome back. Today I wanted to break down Wright and Villanova's 4-out motion offense, which was a staple of their championship runs in 2016 and 2018. During these years, Villanova was one of the best offensive teams in the country. They ranked 7th in offensive efficiency in 2016 and rose all the way to number 1 in 2018. Of course, it helps to have players like Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, and others, but their efficiency was due in large part to their offensive system. In this video, we will break down their 4-out setup and motion within their offense. Then we will get into their go-to scoring actions, like post entries, split action, ball screens, before wrapping up with the biggest staple of Villanova's offense, their dribble drives and penetration. Getting right into it, Villanova starts with traditional 4-out spacing around the perimeter. 2 guards are positioned in the slots, and 2 guards are positioned at the wings, free throw line extended. The post player typically starts in the weak side dunker spot, before swinging to the strong side block for a post-up, as you'll see. On a slot-to-wing pass, the player making the pass will through-cut to the weak side wing, while the other 2 perimeter players fill the slots. On a slot-to-slot pass, the player making the pass will exchange with the weak side wing. These 2 types of passes lead to the motion along the perimeter within Villanova's offense. One of the things that instantly sticks out about Villanova's offense is the ball reversals, and that's because they follow a simple rule. Anytime the ball is passed from the wing back to the slot, the ball must get reversed. This motion along the perimeter allows them to keep great spacing, while also constantly shifting the defense, opening up driving lanes and creating space for their other actions like post entries and ball screens. Now that we've covered the basic setup and motion within Villanova's offense, I wanted to look at how they create scoring opportunities through early post entries and split action. As I previously mentioned, the post player typically starts in the weak side dunker spot. Starting in the weak side dunker creates space for the ball handler in transition to get downhill if he sees an opening. However, when the ball is passed to the wing, the post player will swing to the strong side block and look for an early post-up. The passer who enters the ball into the post then goes into split action, which we will cover in a minute, to give the post player room to operate. Oftentimes, if Villanova couldn't create a scoring opportunity from their initial transition break, they would immediately look to get an early post-up. And this was a great option for early offense, because Villanova typically had 3 to 4 shooters on the court at once, which oftentimes led to a one-on-one matchup from the block. Now let's look at their split action, which immediately follows a post entry. After entering the ball into the post, the passer will immediately go set an away screen for the next closest player on the perimeter. This 2-player action is known as split action. In this clip, we can see Oklahoma overhelp on the shooter coming off the away screen, so the screener slips and dives to the rim for an open finish. Not only does this split action occupy the defenders who would most likely help on or double the post player, it also creates high percentage scoring opportunities. If the post player cannot finish one-on-one, then he can hit the shooter coming off the away screen. If the defense takes away the shooter, oftentimes the screener will be open as he slips or dives to the rim. If Villanova can't score in transition or get an early post entry, they will oftentimes flow into a slot pick and roll. Here, we can see Villanova doesn't like the early post entry. So as the ball is reversed from slot to slot, the post player sprints to set a ball screen. Villanova's slot pick and roll action was effective for a number of reasons. The first being spacing. Villanova's offense has great spacing along the perimeter, which creates plenty of space for the ball handler and screener to operate. Secondly, the motion along the perimeter would oftentimes occupy the weak side help defenders. Remember, Villanova typically flowed into the slot pick and roll after a slot-to-slot reversal, meaning there is a weak side exchange. And the third and final reason for the efficiency in the slot pick and roll is that they were fortunate in having 2 of the best pick and roll players in the country in Josh Hart and Jalen Brunson. These 2 players always attacked ball screens looking to score first, and when the defense rotated to help, they found the open shooter along the perimeter. Whenever Villanova got into crunch time and needed to close a game out, they would often flow into this slot pick and roll action, possession after possession, trusting Hart and Brunson to make the right decision. If you watch Villanova play, you'll notice how often they get dribble penetration deep in the paint, and the biggest reason why comes back to their spacing. Here you can see Villanova's 4-out perimeter spacing creates an open lane. allowing Jalen Brunson to easily get downhill and finish at the rim. Another thing you'll notice is how under control the ball handler is when he is attacking downhill. Wright and Villanova 2 feet. You can still go up and score off 2 feet if you have the advantage, but playing off 2 feet also allows you to kick the ball out if the defense rotates and helps, and pivot out of trouble. Watching film, I notice Villanova players are attacking, always looking to score first, but they do a great job of feeling help defenders and knowing when to kick it out along the perimeter to an open player. Because Villanova has great spacing along the perimeter, a dribble drive to collapse the defense almost always created a long closeout for the nearest defender. My other biggest takeaway when watching Villanova's drive and kick action was how their shooters always get their work done early, meaning they are ready to shoot on the catch. That again comes back to how Wright implemented his offensive philosophy. He tells his guys that they will never be more open than when they first catch it. So if you catch ready to shoot and have some space, let it fly. Another thing I wanted to call out that Villanova does so well is cutting to the hoop. Their players are great at reading when and where to cut. For example, if the defender turns his head, the offensive player will automatically back cut to the hoop. Villanova was also a team full of unselfish players, which always makes offense easier. They were always willing to make the extra pass for a better shot. Here, you can see the extra pass leads to an uncontested corner 3. And on this final clip, we'll see a penetrate pass scenario, where the extra pass reopens the lane, allowing for another dribble drive penetration and easy dump down for a score. Well guys, there you have it. If you like this video, be sure to like it and subscribe to our channel for more weekly breakdowns.